That's it. I've finally gone too far. Welcome to mytenniscoaching.com and My Tennis Coaching on YouTube. And that's it, right? I've literally gone too far. In a couple of interactions today on Instagram, a revelation came across me. I can't unsee ecological dynamics. I can't unsee ecological psychology. I can't unsee constraint-led approach. And I definitely can't unsee the limitations of traditional coaching. And a couple of posts got sent my way, which now happens quite a lot, of coaches saying, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this? Is this any good? And one of the posts that got sent was from a quite a well-known tennis coach education account. And it involved work on contact point. And it said, here are 3 drills to improve your contact point. And the first 2 drills, the players were hitting off what I can only describe as a tee, where the ball's on a pole and the player's moving around and striking the ball off a pole. And then the third one, the player's running around a cone randomly to the left and then coming in and hitting a drop feed from the coach. And the question was, is this any good? And I'm like, no. And no matter what now, when I look at drills, especially online, it's very hard to see how effective they are. And I look at it through an ecological lens, and the thing like hitting off a tee, how is that beneficial? And I get the idea. So if you make the ball stationary and you get the player to address the ball, a bit like a golfer because it's a tee, address the ball and hit it in front of their shoes, then they should work out where the contact point is. So I get the logic in the thinking. The major flaw in the thinking is quite simply the ball doesn't stay still. The ball bounces and it's highly variable. So the movement pattern that the player's practicing or developing, in this case, allegedly, it's fake. There's no transfer there whatsoever. When the player goes into a more dynamic situation and the ball is more variable, those skills that they've just practiced for 20-30 minutes, they're not going to show up. They're not going to emerge. So does it look good? Yes. Does it logically kind of make sense in a weird way? Yes. Will it transfer to dynamic nature of the game? No. And that's what I look at now, and I do it more and more, whether I'm coaching or I'm at a club or I'm watching stuff online. I'm looking at it and going, okay, how representative is this, to use Newcomb's model of representation learning design? Like, where does it fit on a scale, a funnel of variability? Is it closed and isolated, so low value? Is it open and dynamic, high value? And the vast majority of drills and exercises are that low value stuff, and it's really hard to get excited about it or even contemplate trying to use something like that. And the second example today was on my post about isolated practice, and coach said, I love your stuff, but there's still room for isolated practice, especially when it comes to building confidence in players. I recently did a podcast on this. Please check out on my tennis coaching on Spotify, and it might be on the YouTube channel as well under podcasts. And again, I get the notion, and I've been that mindset quite recently of, okay, basket feeds might be good for building confidence in players. High volume, lots of success, therefore they're going to build confidence. But now I look at it a little bit different, and what I said to the coach is, yeah, you will build confidence. Absolutely, confidence will develop in that situation. But it's a little bit fragile, because once the player goes into a more dynamic and open situation, that confidence disappears because they haven't got the skills to meet the demands of the game or the challenge or the context. Therefore, they lose confidence. So wouldn't it be better to develop the player in chaos, in more of a mixed variable environment, and develop confidence dealing with the uncomfortable? Because then if you deal with the uncomfortable, you know if you go into a similar situation in a match, you have the confidence then to deal with the situation. So even when it comes to like, I'm just going to feed short balls and let them hit lots of shots to build confidence, I don't think that transfers very well either. And it's tough now because I'm so far down the rabbit hole. And I must admit here, there is a lot of bias now when I look at stuff. I look at it through such an ecological lens and yeah, it's biased. I understand that. And there's a drawback to that as well, because I probably won't see some benefits. And there are benefits to doing certain exercises And there are benefits to isolating a skill at the right time. And I think it's that part at the right time. The issue we have, especially within tennis, is we isolate skills so much because it's easy, and we spend so long down that end of the funnel. We spend so long at that low level of representativeness, and then we try and jump from a 1 to a 10, and that's where the transfer doesn't come. And I understand that there's a bit of bias there, and I probably do see things now completely different, and I must be a nightmare to work with, so apologies to the guys and girls I work with, because they will probably do activities and stuff, and there might be value there, but I will just look at it and go, I'm not too sure I see that. I see it a little bit differently, and that's what's good about having a diverse coaching team, is we'll all have a different lens and we'll all look at stuff a little bit differently. But yeah, I think I'm too far gone. I think I'm lost. I've gone from almost one extreme to the other. However, what I would say is I think I'm in a good extreme place, and I think the stuff that I'm looking at now and stuff that I'm working on with myself and working on with my players, I do see it transferred a lot quicker into matches, and it's quite nice because over the last week or so I've tried out some new practice designs, and it's been a bit messy and a bit chaotic, but then there's been the sparks of players finding solutions that I might not have seen, I might not have thought of, and it makes it all worthwhile. So let me know in your comments what you think, as always. If you do have clips that you want to send me and get my opinion, send them over to me at Instagram at mytenniscoaching. Please check out my website, mytenniscoaching.com, and until next time, I'll see you soon.